Hello, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental and physical health are good and fit. So today I'm going to talk about the heal your inner child. The terminology of inner child is very deep, so if you really want to study about it, it really gives you a lot of information. But today I'm going to talk about what really makes you feel heaviness because of this inner child. Inner child, when you're little, you observed everything that's happening around you outside of the world. That's how you learn as a child, from parents, your environment, the family, friends, or school environment around yourself. You absorb like a sponge and you have no say in it. It's just good and bad, anything. Like you have no judgment. You have so neutral as a child, so you observed everything. Unfortunately, it does not always good things. For instance, if you're born in a dysfunctional family, maybe parents are arguing all the time, yelling at each other, or maybe you're yelled at about little things that is not really important, but you felt really bad. Or other way, extreme, like you totally neglected, no one paying attention to you, so you felt so isolated and alone. Or, extreme case, like you're physically abused or sexually abused, and all those extreme cases, right? So all these things, as a child, you observe everything that's happening, and that's what the child is, very neutral. So you observe everything good and bad, and then stored in your memory. And later on, those bad feelings, including good feelings, will surplus when you face something challenging, for instance. And then you wonder why you sabotage yourself, or you wonder why you just feel so shameful or so anxious, a lot of anxiety problems, or you're always afraid, or always being afraid to be judged, and all that. And a lot of the thing is stemmed back to your inner child, because when you are little, you felt so many emotions. It could be really bad, it could be really good too. So bad things, we tend not to relive the bad feelings because it's painful. We don't like to feel the pain. So what you do is put those feelings aside and buried very deep inside of yourself, as if it never happened. You put the lid over it, and you just buried under really deep, and it seems that it's gone, and you can live like that for years. But when you face events in adult, it comes up. Even the teens, it comes up, and then it bothers you, and you start to feel these anxieties and fearfulness and all those dysfunctional feelings. So because as a child you wanted to be loved 100%, because you give 100% of love and trust to the caregivers or the parents and families, but instead you might be receiving bad treatments, gives you bad feelings, or treated unfairly. But people who did that also might be wounded as well as a child, so they just didn't even know what they're doing, maybe just repeating the things that they've been taught, or they just believe that that's what the parent's supposed to do. For instance, that parents supposed to worry about the kids. Yes, it's true. It comes naturally being a parent. But over worry, extreme worry, meaning to the child, could be like, oh, they don't trust me, because they're always worried. They always question and always doubt. That's how the child receives, that it translates in different ways. So as a child, it has its own feelings about events that's happening or the words that they're getting from the parents, for instance. So from time to time you have this feeling of not happy, anxiety, and fearful, like you just wanted to be loved, you wanted to be approved, or you didn't like that they got too much pressure on you, or they made you look fool in front of people, or they did something, they treat you really unfair, and or you felt so alone, being neglected, or they just wanted to be hugged and being, praised and being, just happy about who you are, but they didn't. So those feelings, it comes up, and you need to heal those feelings instead of just, oh, I don't like that feeling, and put it away again. It holds the weight and pulls you down. So you need to let that go, let that inner child healed, and you're the best person that could heal, because you're the one who felt that bad heaviness of feelings. So every time it comes up, you hug yourself as a child, and then you let the light and love to this child, and say to him, it's you in the child form, saying, you're doing so good, you're doing great job, you're literally so strong. Those kind words that you wanted to hear then from, say, parents or family members or friends or teachers. So you're the one who just give those warm, light, words, and to heal and hug and love the child. And then you feel lighter, and you can just let those go. And you keep doing that, because you cannot just let everything go. It's like any experience. You cannot experience everything all at the same time. You do a bits and bits, and it builds up. So those feelings also came through the certain periods and a certain experience, so that it comes up. Every time it comes up, you deal with it. Just let them go. And it might tears might come out, or it just might really, really feel painful at first, but that's what you really need to heal. You don't need to suppress again, because it just stays with you, and it will come up later on again. So every time it comes up, those feelings, you just heal those inner child. And when you keep doing that, you get lighter, and you feel like, so what? So what that people who treated you badly or unfairly, it's done. I'm moving on, and they have moved on. So you just forget about it, back to 0 point, and I just keep going with my life. Instead of kind of pull yourself back to that, the time that you felt really bad, you can move on with yourself, with your life. So I have a lot of feelings as well. Every time it comes up, I listen to it, and I tell myself, I totally understand what you're feeling. If you felt lonely and you felt so frustrated and you just wanted to be free, and now you are. You have so much strength, and we love that person, right? You as a child. So when you keep doing that, you start to be really free. Like, you feel the freedom in yourself, and you are looking at the bigger picture, and you start to reform yourself, reframe yourself, and you think the past is the past. It's nothing really defining you right this moment that you're living now. So release those inner child feelings from time to time. Don't resist, just let it heal. Okay? And it will be really helpful to live your life better.